We have a really great question that actually touches right on what Stephanie was addressing in regards to those changes that we had to make in 2020, obviously enforced on us by restrictions, but now they seem to sort of point into a very different direction of doing business altogether. And Victor actually put it in a very succinct and I think a great way. Is there a better normal rather than a return to normal? And I think from what Stephanie said, we could pass it on to the other panelists. What do you see as the better future normal? What are the changes that will stay, that are sustainable, that are important, that have been enforced on us to some degree this year? So is there a better normal rather than a return to normal?
Open to the panel.
I'm already off mute, so quickly. I mean, a better normal is clearly lower carbon. We really are so far behind where we need to be in addressing climate change. That involves making cities greener, more livable. And I think as we come out of the pandemic, mindful of my caution around predictions, but you can see there is a grasping of people to reconnect. And I think anything that we can do to try to seize on that and foster a greater sense of community at a local level, we'll see a better normal going forward.
Any other contributions, panel?
Yeah, happy to have a thought there. I think as leaders, we have an obligation to not let it go back. So I put that challenge to everybody as a leader in an organisation. If we just let it go back to what it was, we're disservicing everybody in the community. So for me, it's been really difficult to work from home. I've been sitting in this seat since March. But there's been amazing relationships that I've developed with my people, albeit through a screen. But the level of interest you have in people, the level of conversation, the level of compassion, empathy and understanding you build when you all are in something together, you're all equal, we owe it to ourselves as leaders not to go back. So I really, that's something I'm very passionate about and something that we will be taking forward in how we work.
Thank you. Other panelists?
I'll make one comment. I think that an unintended consequence of working remotely is that you find out who is and isn't adding value in your organisation. It's much harder to hide. And I think we're going to see much smaller organisations come out as a result.
Yeah, this interconnectivity, there's people will always worry about people working from home and will they be doing the right thing? But this has actually had the opposite effect of actually demonstrating what we are doing. Good observation, Carl. Brilliant. Ben, any final comments?
Look, I agree with Carl. It's quite an interesting phenomenon. You can't hide. I think that's a big learning point. Technology, we hear a lot, technology. But we're sitting here using technology to talk to one another. I think many of the technology advances for both on the sales and procurement side will be connectivity to our customers and also to our suppliers, and that that's what I see the big advantage. So if we do have smaller teams, it will be because we can operate more efficiently, and I think that's something that is to look forward to. That's my take on it.
Well, after 23 years, we've actually, we obviously been working remotely too since March, like Alison said, but we don't have a commercial property anymore. We're all set up remotely, and for the foreseeable future, this is how we're going to operate, and we're working globally. We're winning contracts internationally and things like that. It's been actually really liberating, just from a mind space perspective to do this, and how it actually breaks down literal borders and boundaries. So it is a very interesting concept to have a look at. Stephanie, any comments from you about a better normal?
I definitely agree that we do have an obligation to make sure it doesn't go backwards. I think there's a lot of opportunity that's come out of, even thinking about how we're working today. There are better ways to do what we're doing, and it's the small things that will ladder up to bigger ones. We're very similar. We've taken our traditional classroom training and L&D program into MS Teams, and it's created a much greater way for our whole sales team across the country to collaborate and share best practice. And the reward they're getting from that is incredible, from one small change that we could have done before the pandemic, to be honest. But that small change has led to more ideas. And I think if you can keep fostering that, you will always move forward. I'm very lucky. I work for a company who has a purpose that is around a better way. So that naturally stems, we're always moving forward. So I think we need to have that. We need to have those mantras in the way in which we're leading to get people to think differently. You're going to be seeing that anyway, as we start to see different groups of people come together when you're bringing your communities into what you do. Diverse thinking will set that out, but I don't think we're going backwards at all. I think the way we want to live, I think the way we want to work, I think the way we want to engage with people, we've been thrust into the change and we need to embrace it.
And human beings demonstrate that they can adapt very quickly.
And we can, that's right.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think this is why there's amazing opportunity. Lots emerging through the cracks of what has been obviously a tragic situation with the pandemic, but there's opportunity